It was a crisp Halloween night in the quiet town of Maple Hollow, and golden leaves danced along the cobblestone streets as the wind whispered its ancient songs. Lanterns flickered in windows, pumpkins grinned from porches, and children, dressed as pirates, witches, and superheroes, raced down the sidewalks, laughing and singing as their candy bags grew heavier with every house. But just beyond the noise and laughter, in a little grey house on the edge of town, sat a boy named Eli, alone by his window, his heart full of longing. Eli had never been trick-or-treating. He'd always watched from a distance while the other kids celebrated. It wasn't because he didn't want to, it was because of his limp. After an accident when he was younger, Eli had trouble walking, and the other children never really included him. Some stared, some whispered, and some simply pretended he wasn't there at all. So every Halloween, while others ran through the streets dressed in fun costumes, Eli stayed home, quietly humming songs to himself and pretending he was out there too. This year, Eli's mother had decorated their porch with care. She hung paper bats, carved a pumpkin with a wide smile, and even sewed Eli a soft vampire cape, just in case he changed his mind. But Eli just shook his head and returned to the window. "I don't want to go out there," he said softly. "I don't belong." As the night grew darker and the moon rose high above the trees, Eli heard something new drifting through the open window, a soft melody unlike any he'd heard before. It was faint at first, like the hum of wind through the leaves, but soon words began to form. A child's voice sang gently, then another joined in, then more. "It's Halloween night, the stars shine bright, ghosts and goblins laugh with delight, but the bravest souls you'll ever find are those who are gentle, strong, and kind." Eli's breath caught in his throat. He leaned closer to the window. The song was coming from the woods just behind his house, deep, mysterious woods he had never dared to enter. The melody was haunting but warm, as if calling only to him. Heart pounding, Eli stood up. He grabbed his cape and stepped outside into the cool night air. His legs ached, but something inside him urged him forward. The wind wrapped around him like a whisper, guiding him toward the trees. As he entered the forest, the air shimmered with magic, and the leaves glowed faintly under the silver moonlight. Deeper into the woods, he followed the sound of the song. Then, in a clearing surrounded by glowing pumpkins and fireflies, he saw them. Children dressed in the most dazzling Halloween costumes he had ever seen. One wore a cloak of stars, another had wings that sparkled like frost, and a third held a lantern that glowed with a strange, beautiful light. They were all singing in a circle, their voices rising together in harmony. Eli stepped forward nervously. The singing stopped. The children turned and smiled at him, not with judgment or curiosity, but with warmth. "Welcome," said a girl with moonlight in her hair. "We've been waiting for you." Eli blinked. "Me?" The boy with the lantern nodded. "Every Halloween night, we sing a song for those who feel left out, those who've been forgotten or hurt. The forest hears, and it guides them here." "But I'm not like you," Eli whispered. "I can't run or dance. I don't belong." The girl stepped forward and gently placed her hand on his. "You belong more than anyone. You came despite your fear. That makes you one of the bravest." Tears welled in Eli's eyes. He had never felt this seen, this accepted. "Can I sing with you?" The children beamed. "Please do." They joined hands in a circle, and this time Eli's voice joined theirs, soft at first, then strong. He didn't feel broken or small. He felt powerful. He felt magical. "It's Halloween night, a time to be free, to laugh, to dance, to just be me. The night may be dark, the wind may moan, but no child should ever feel alone." When the song ended, the forest shimmered once more, and one by one, the magical children began to fade with the mist. "Will I see you again?" Eli asked. The girl with the moonlight hair smiled. "Every Halloween night, just listen for the song, and remember, you're never alone." Eli stood in the clearing, his cape fluttering in the breeze, feeling like a new person. He turned back toward town, his heart light. When he reached home, his mother gasped and ran to him, wrapping him in a warm hug. "I heard singing," she whispered. "You were smiling." "I was with friends," Eli said softly. "Real ones." That night, Eli didn't return to the window. Instead, he stood at the porch, handing out candy with a grin as wide as his pumpkins, humming the Halloween song to every child who passed.